Hello, fellow trainers! Welcome back to the channel for another visit to my custom Pokemon region, the Halzari region. Now, usually I go straight into the last time teaser, but I wanted to give a little bit of a preface before we do that because I think it's all interconnected today. As I've stated in previous videos, the Halzari region heavily based off of the United States of America. Just a lot of the open, wide spaces and natural beauty that the U.S. has to offer that is incredibly unique. But part of what I'm also doing is looking at tradition. As you can tell by some of the Pokemon I've since unveiled with traditional American fables and tall tales and that nature, the region has a lot of tradition to it. So last time on our visit, you got to meet the entire water starter line. Now, the first video you met Delphin, which is fully on the left, which is my water starter, which evolves at level 16 to Boogiefin, and finally evolves into Surfin at level 36. Now, last time I left you with this teaser that we are going to be visiting our regional birds, and we're going to finally find out what our regional bird is. But like I said, it's a bit of tradition, and I wanted to emphasize that. So no different than the 3 starters always being a traditional element in every Pokemon game, which you can see the 3 traditional starters of Halzari in front of you right now. I think it's a wonderful little tradition that there's always a regional bird. A regional bird line that shows development. It's one that is always fresh in the game. Scarlet and Violet is the closest thing to not getting one, and yet there's still at least something there, so you can probably find something. But nonetheless, I think it's a wonderful tradition to keep. So I wanted to really keep that in moving forward with the Halzari region. So I left you with this image last time teasing the regional bird line, and you're going to meet this regional bird and the entire line right here, right now. So the first bird and one of the first Pokemon you'd ever see if playing the Halzari game or in the Halzari region would be this little one right here named Elephantchi. Elephantchi is an electric and flying type. As you can tell, it's a very cute little round bulbous figure. Not very, shall we say, powerful, but a unique character, to say the least. So designing this, the inspiration was a goldfinch or American goldfinch, a common bird, but not as common as people think, but quite a common bird across the U.S. That was kind of the inspiration, but I took it in a little bit different direction, and I'll evaluate that as we go forward with this Pokedex entry. So Elephantchi is the little finch Pokemon. Electric and flying type, it's number 57 in the Halzari Pokedex. The bulbous little bird struggles to take flight with its wings alone. Its facial feathers are flapped to begin flight. Because of this, it's most commonly found nesting. A staticky tree is a sign of this Pokemon. So if you see the gray feathers near its beak, almost looking like a mustache to a lot of people, that's its facial feathers, and it uses that to flap up with its wings to take flight. It doesn't take flight for a very long time. As you can probably tell by the construction of the body, it's a little hard for Elephantchi to fly, so it's very common to find it in a nest, which is why if you're getting static electricity, or you see your fellow friends along the trail starting to get staticky hair and the hair sticking up as you're going through the region, it's pretty evident that there's an Elephantchi somewhere in the trees above you. And I thought that was a really interesting concept of taking a bird that it can fly, but it struggles with it. So what's a cool little game mechanic, or what's a cool little element that you could use to put your detective's hat on and go, oh, there's an Elephantchi nearby. So I thought that'd be a really interesting and unique little concept to really go into. And that's really some of the inspiration behind Elephantchi's design. When I first designed Elephantchi, I had far more of a traditional bird, but a bird shape, I should say. but I wanted something just inherently different, which I think Elephantry gives you. And it's one that I am happy with. Just the bulbous little body and those teeny tiny legs I thought would be very fun and a little bit closer to modern Pokemon sketches and artwork compared to the old Pokemon sketches and designs. But Elephantry is not alone. It's a regional bird, so naturally it's got to evolve. And it evolves into this Pokemon right here, Galfinch. Galfinch is an electric and flying type. As you can see, much darker color scheme throughout Galfinch, which is incredibly intentional, which I will show you right here in this Pokedex entry. Galfinch, the Dark Finch Pokemon. Still electric and flying type. It's number 58 in the Halzari Pokedex. It's fabled that this evolved form shows dark wings to impress power that it didn't have in its former self. A wild Galfinch tends to have a bully-like mentality to all Pokemon outside its evolutionary line. Now, when I was designing this, I love, as I've stated before in previous videos, throughout the channel, not just the Halzari visits, that I really enjoy the story work and the character development that goes into character design. And what you can tell about the Pokemon from the character in general from what the design is. Obviously, Elephantry, very light and bright, and the darker accent colors are there to be accents. But the focus is the yellow, the very bright canary yellow or the very bright goldfinch yellow. Where Galfinch very much accentuates far more of those darker tones. And that I thought would be a unique character design element, because since Elephantry struggles so much to keep in flight for long distances and really just keep in flight in general, that Galfinch, it's still got a more bulbous round shape to it, but it clearly can go fly now, and it's going to take some of its old feelings, its sadness and its aggression and its depression from never being able to fly very well, and it's almost going to take it out on the world, which is why it really expresses those darker colors throughout the design. And I thought that'd be a really unique way to do it. And it's almost the journey of the little one that got bullied becomes a bully a little bit. I was hesitant to use the word bully because I don't know if it necessarily fits the Pokemon genre super well, but I thought it'd be a very unique design element and something that could really tell a story with Galfinch, which could be really cool. I could see Galfinch, as Pokemon continues to evolve, every player continually looks at the games for saying, like, what could it be? What could it be? I wish we got a little bit more of the mass outbreak design from concept from Legends Arceus in Scarlet and Violet. And as the games go on, I'm sure that will further develop. But I'd love to see almost a Galfinch attack you. If Halzari was made into a game, I'd love to see like a Galfinch come and swoop down and almost try to shock you because you're going through its woods, because it remembers what it was like to be picked on as a little Elephantry, and now as a Galfinch it can kind of defend itself a little bit more. And I thought that'd be a really unique concept and something I'd love to see in a Pokemon game. So that's kind of the reason, the mentality behind that. And I think it's really important, even in the character design, to build the lore for the game and build the lore for the region. Mostly because it feels more real and fleshed out. And it feels far more interconnected. So that was part of the reason I went with the darker color scheme and the Pokedex entry that I did. But Galfinch is not the final evolution, as you could probably tell from the teaser image. The final evolution to the Elephantry line is this Pokemon right here, and its name is Finchvolt. Still electric and flying type. Finchvolt takes a lot of inspiration from classic Thunderbirds. It does have a little bit of a Zapdos element, but not entirely. I didn't want to rip Zapdos off, but after I designed it, I was like, oh, there's a little bit of Zapdos in there, which I appreciate. But taking you to its Pokedex entry, Finchvolt is the protective Finch Pokemon. Still electric and flying type, and it's number 59 in the Halzari Pokedex. This fully evolved form protects its home with strong wings and shocking bolts. Knowing its humble beginnings, Finchvolt patrols areas it knows harbor young Pokemon. The same goes for teammates of its trainer. So, going back to the character design and storytelling elements of character design that I was just speaking about with Galfinch, I thought it'd be even better to really show the journey of a bully that kind of reforms itself, and it's far more protective of others because it knows what it is to be bullied after it goes through that almost awkward teenage, I'm going to take it out on the world kind of vibe that Galfinch has. Finchvolt does not have that. It's far more just protective of everything. Finchvolt has no issue, striking up strong gusts of wind or a few little bolts of lightning, just to make sure that while you're in its domain, it is, quote unquote king, or the dominant one, which I thought could be really fun. And Finchvolt has a very angular design to it compared to a lot of regional birds, which was very much intentional. I wanted to hit you in the face with electric stuff. And a lot of the time doing the rankings videos, I kind of say, it doesn't need to hit you in the face. But occasionally I think a Pokemon design should just hit you in the face with something. And I thought this would inherently give you the sense of power with some of those more hit you in the face, angular lightning bolt style designs of Finchvolt, which is very much intentional. But that I thought could be a really, really cool concept to take you from this little round, bulbous, inoffensive, almost helpless Pokemon of Elefinchi to this very regal, powerful creature as Finchvolt. And to show you its evolutionary line, so as you can see in the evolutionary line, very bulbous little round guy all the way to the left in Elefinchi. And it still has a little bit of round shape all the way through, but it goes far more angular as we go right towards the final design of Finchvolt. So Elefinchi evolves at level 16. I might toy with that and turn it to 18 eventually, just so it has a little bit more mirroring of other regional birds. But I thought level 16 with a lot of regional birds or a lot of regional Pokemon would be a fun little tie-in. So Elefinchi to Galfinch is level 16. And then at level 36, Galfinch evolves into Finchvolt, which I think could be a very fun and unique journey. And one that really tells a story of character through these Pokemon, which I'm so thrilled and excited to show you. But that is the regional bird for Halzari. Elefinchi to Galfinch to Finchvolt. It's a line I'm really proud of and really happy to see something a little bit different in. But that's not all I have for you. You know by now, if you're watching these videos on a consistent basis, I always got a little bit of a tease for you. So as we go into next time, I have to ask you, who's that Pokemon? And we are going to be entering a part of my region that in my notes, as I'm developing the full map, I kind of refer to as the Fighting Forest. And you will meet one of the most personal designs I think I've ever done in the Fighting Forest of Halzari. And that is where we're going to take off in our next visit to the Halzari region. I hope you are looking forward to it as much as I am. But before you go, as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video and watching any content I put out. It's very much greatly appreciated. I am continually seeing comments throughout all my videos, not just Halzari videos, of a real community building. And it makes me feel really good. I'm going to be honest. I'm very skeptical and very much cavalier towards social media. I was never a big social media guy before I really started doing this. And I'm really seeing why people start getting into it to a degree, because the response to the content has been really positive. And beyond just to the content, just me in general. And it's been really, really nice to see some of the support I'm getting from you guys. And as always, I want to say thank you. So to continue that support, if you could, throw me a like, comment on this video what you like and what you don't like, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so far. And as always, you can find me across social media on TikTok, on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you can find somebody. I'm there, and I'm soon to have a Discord server out for you so we can connect even more. And I really, really hope that you are enjoying the content because I'm enjoying producing it for you. So once again, thank you so much. I'll catch you next time when we visit Halzari again. Bye-bye.